After Dana LaRosa got married, her dreams of living happily ever after soon faded. Her husband was convicted for contractor fraud and prescription forgery.
It left me in such a state of shock and hopelessness because I depended on him.
He was sentenced to 10 years in prison. They divorced, and for the first time, Dana and her 3 girls were on their own.
And that left me with nothing because I had no experience. I had no education. I had no, ability, or so I thought, to take care of everything on my own. And I was devastated that I just pretty much ran away from God for a while.
She worked odd jobs but didn't make much money.
I couldn't even buy groceries. And we were, very reliant on ramen noodles and anything that was dirt cheap. I felt very destitute at that time.
One day, Dana and the girls were watching TV.
The television just goes off, just shuts off. Everything else in the house is on, but the TV shut off. So I got up and I went to try to flip the breakers. I thought maybe that would work it out to hit the switch a few times. Came back down, sat down, pressed the power on the remote, and when I turned it on, it was the 700 Club that was on. And I promise you that is not what we were watching at all, okay? And when I turned it on, a lady said, "I want you to know that you can trust the Lord with your finances."
Trust God to provide.
And I just looked at her and I thought, oh my gosh, God is still looking after me. He still does love me. He may not be that mad at me after all for him to get my attention like that because I was running far. And so I got on the phone and I called the number on the screen, and the lady prayed with me, said a beautiful prayer, that I would get a regular full-time job, steady income. I became a partner with the 700 Club at that moment, and I decided right then to start tithing.
A few weeks later, Dana got a job as the activity director at a home for senior citizens.
Doing something I absolutely loved doing. And a few months after that, I was hiring people to do what I was doing. I was put in an even higher position. So that was a pivotal moment in God rescuing me, pulling me back.
Dana remarried. Today, she and her husband Frank trust God with their marriage, their children, and their finances. Looking back, Dana thanks God for the many blessings in her life.
It was a gift from God to help me out like that. And He showed me that He's got my back. He's taking care of me.